Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. Today on the Daily Review, we discuss the first season of Apple TV Plus series For All Mankind with your host, me, Joe Broccoli. What's up, guys? Very casual episode today. So, I've been binging the F out of For All Mankind Season 1 because I got a free Apple TV subscription for for a month. So, just going to watch everything on there that I've been hearing about. This was a show not to be confused with the documentary For All Mankind about the moon landing, but it is a revisionist history story, much like that JFK assassination one. Like, what if we stopped the JFK assassination, or could, time machine, JFK, that whole story. This is, we've lost the moon race to the dirty Soviets. And it causes a whole acceleration of NASA and space exploration because this is the battleground of the Cold War is now the moon, which is such an awesome idea. And this, the kind of matching and paralleling actual events and even using news clips and audio from real things that happen, but kind of morphing them. So Nixon's in office, and then he kind of gets... They feel like, oh, he tripped up at the goal, so now Ted Kennedy is coming in to, run for president because he's saying, under the platform of, hey, when my brother was president, we were making leaps and bounds to the, we're winning the moon race, and now, look, we lost. So to get, which is all, there's so much awesome stuff about this. I love the setup. It's so cool. An alternate history that's not, it's not super fantastical or anything. It's actually in the past, even though the technology starts coming up quickly, because it's what we're focusing on. And it's kind of interesting the effect it probably has, even though they don't talk about this much about on Vietnam and stuff like that. But basically, my overall feeling about this is that it should have been 6 episodes and not 10. It felt or 30-minute episodes instead of hour and 5-minute episodes. The pilot is great. Fantastic pilot. Fantastic reveal that it's, we're watching the moon landing, and then the guy gets down there and he goes, that's Russian. That's my version of Russian. And you go, oh no, it was the Russians. So, I guess it follows a bunch of subplots that just turn out to not be nearly as engaging. We follow Margot, who... Oh, how are we dropping frames? Hang on a second. Quit that. Is that better? I think we're back. Alright, we should be back. What's going on? Encoding overload. Consider turning down settings. None of that's true. Anyway... All right, we're pretty much back. We're back as good as we're going to... Okay, there we go. Apologies for that. Little encoding slowdown or whatever. So anyway, like I was saying, they do a follow some, a female scientist who works with Werner von Braun and her storyline, and then there's this extended storyline of a Mexican family immigrating to the U.S. and becoming a janitor at NASA. And I'm not saying that this stuff doesn't have a payoff, because then it would be poorly written. And I don't think it's poorly written. I just think that the creators, I think it needs story editing. We need to turn down kind of what we're focusing on because it gets too broad. I feel like especially later on, they start dealing with events that are happening to the astronauts' families, which I'm not saying is not important, but it really takes the kind of energy out of this really kind of fresh idea. And hopefully the second season will pick up on that. I hear the second season is like really good, so I'm assuming that that's kind of one of the things they kind of course corrected. And it's certainly not bad, because like I'm saying, like the stuff that happens, we don't want the wives to be astronaut wife characters where they just sit at home and are worried. So it is important to show what's happening to the people at home. Also, it's fascinating. The second thing that happens is that the Soviets then put a woman on the moon. So then Nixon, as a political move, like trains all these women, and then every flight's got to have a woman on it to show that we're just as progressive and stuff. It's funny. It's like we're becoming a more progressive society in this timeline of the show, to like as like a battle tactic, as a political move, which is kind of funny or kind of interesting, which I'm sure it always kind of is like that. So it's, again, and then there's these characters that are gay, and you can't be an astronaut if you're gay, and you can't work with it, and blah blah blah, because of how cultural views were at the time. I can put a black woman on the moon, but not a gay person. So and that stuff, it is important, but it's like either, I don't know, it just kind of wants to have its cake and eat it too, I feel like. And the fact that there's all these like fun music, needle drops of music from the time and stuff, it leads you to believe that it could have been fresher and faster. Good cliffhangers at the end of episodes, and that's what makes me go, I wish this episode was like 40 minutes instead of 60 minutes, because it does feel like they're kind of filling time sometimes, if that makes any sense. So I don't know what else to say about it. The idea of like a lunar military base and the race for the base to put like a military installation on the moon is so cool. Also, the one plot thing that is, I don't know if it's true about the moon, I don't think it is that they find water on the moon, essentially. Like frozen water. And I don't think we've done that, have we? Is that true? I can't remember if at the caps we did find some water, so from ice sources. But yeah, overall, tighter editing. Fix it up, guys. And apparently they did, so I'll find out soon enough when I watch season 2. To be fully honest, I skipped around a little bit. Like sometimes I would get kind of bored with a storyline, and I would like jump forward 10 minutes, and I did that a couple times. So, but that's because I was getting really bored. That's bad though. As a reviewer, you shouldn't really be skipping around. But that's also, I'm not mad. I mean, I think you should watch it if you're into this sort of thing. So once I knew that I was going to be positive about it, it's like, it's all right if I skip a little bit, right? Not technically though. My elbow. Jesus. All right, talk to you later. Bye. I hope this all went out. Uh-oh. For all mankind. It's okay. Also, I think Apple Plus there's a lot of conversations to be had about what they can and can't do because they don't want to affect the brand. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. Maybe tomorrow.